Panama. And there they meet up with a real estate agent and they buy a place to live. And the real estate agent, he takes a photo with them like, hey, can I get a photo? And he posts that photo on his website. And yeah, that photo is gonna be important later. So Darwin and Anne, they live there in Panama for a while. And several months later, Darwin gets back on a plane and he flies back to England. Now, here's where the story gets kind of weird because you're dealing with scammers and it's really hard to take them at their word. But Darwin has been fake dead for over 5 years at this point. And it's around this time, for some reason, we don't exactly know why, I guess Darwin just decides, I don't really want to be dead anymore. Maybe he thinks it's not worth the risk, maybe he misses visiting his sons, we don't know. But he suddenly decides he needs to end this con. So he flies back to England, and Anne doesn't go with him for some reason. She stays in Panama. But he's in England, and one day, he just shows up at a police station like, hey, I think I'm a missing person. And basically, he tells police that he got amnesia and hasn't remembered who he is for the past 5 years. And this story is so wild that a man got amnesia and went missing for 5 years. So journalists, they get interested in it, and it's all over the news. And reporters everywhere, they're like dying to try and interview Darwin. But meanwhile, there's a detective working on the case. This guy, Tony. And Tony, he really doesn't believe this story that a guy had amnesia for 5 years. So he starts asking the public if anyone at any point ever knew Darwin by a different name. And pretty quickly, bam, Tony gets a crazy tip. A tabloid journalist had found the photo of Darwin and Anne that the real estate agent had taken and posted on his website back in Panama. And most importantly, the timestamp on that photo gives away that it was taken during the time period when Darwin claimed he had amnesia. And so, kapow! Police arrest Darwin. Here's his mugshot. And when Anne travels back to the UK to reunite with her husband, kapow! They arrest her too. Here's her mugshot. And they both confess to everything, and Darwin is sentenced to 6 years, 3 months in prison, while Anne, she gets 6.5 years in prison. Why do people always fake their death for insurance money? It's wild.